Welcome to another episode of Fresh Sports Sports Show. I'm Jabari Harris. I'm your host and a proprietor. On this week's episode, I got a special guest, Coach Riley, coming to join us. Actually, it's a quick little funny story. This is my little short stint, fellow college basketball teammate from back in the day. Little short stint for me, but yeah, this is a great guy to have one to talk about basketball. Ain't nobody better than him. So. Real quick, you just want to introduce yourself to the people.
Uh, Sean Riley, Coach Riley, coach basketball, train basketball, high
Yeah,
school right
yeah.
now. Right now, I'm
All
coaching
right.
high school basketball right now. And then I do skill development. It's one of my businesses.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to dive into that. First, we want talk about some sports, NBA and things of that nature. But we're going to talk about more what you do.
Gotcha.
For starters, people don't know who's your NBA team.
My favorite NBA team, it would be the Sixers. I'm from Philly, so yeah, the
Yes.
Sixers for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So who you had win the MVP? Obviously, the joke is he won the MVP. I was going for Joel Embiid. I don't who you had going for the MVP.
I mean, honestly, you could have went either way. You could have went Joker. You could have went Joel. You could have also went Giannis. I think today's game is driven
Yeah.
more by. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Today's
Yeah. I can
game
hear
is
you.
driven. Yeah, today's game is driven a little bit more by analytics. So I like a lot of
Yeah.
the sports writers and things like that who have the vote for MVP and all NBA teams. They went with the analytics. Me, I like to use both. But more
Yeah.
with me, I'm more of an eye test person.
Exactly.
Seeing what a person actually does, how they actually affect the game, when
Hmm.
they're on the floor, when they're not on the floor,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah, man, that's a prime example. Like, I'm big on the eye test. Of course, you use some of the analytics to to help balance
Yeah,
everything out, but you got to go off the eye test.
yeah.
Uh, so with that being said, Coach of the Year, Monty Williams, Suns. Who'd you have winning that? I thought the coach from Memphis Grizzlies. I thought he did a pretty good job with his unit. I thought he could have won it, but that's just my opinion, man.
Yeah, I think his name is Taylor Jenkins. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
I
yes.
actually do think if you had to ask me, just because I think that between him and Ime Udoka from the Celtics, I would probably lean more
Yeah.
toward
Yes.
Memphis. But then again, just because they had stints without their best player, and he still kept that team
Yeah,
afloat.
exactly. Exactly.
They just
Yeah.
won a game against a Hall of Famer and a potential Hall of Famer in Devin Booker, and so
Hmm.
that shows a great coach right there.
Yeah.
I always look at coaches and what they do. Um, how do they counteract when a team takes away something they're trying to attack? So if a team is trying to
Yeah.
attack off the pick and roll, what are you doing to counter that? Also sideline out of bounds
Exactly.
plays after timeouts and after halftime. You can always tell a good coach how if they're a tactician by how they attack those two different type of scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah. As they come up throughout the course of the game. Yeah.
Right,
I know
right.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we not to get off topic, but since we're speaking about coaches and that nature, what's your thoughts about Coach K, Duke, one of the greatest coaches of college basketball of all time? He retired, giving it up. He had one hell of a run.
Yeah. Um, it's unbelievable that how much success he had, but I wouldn't be able to. I got to
Yeah.
be able to say both sides of it too. Um, I've seen.
Okay.
I think that I feel like Coach K has done a lot for college basketball and international basketball as well. But
Hmm.
there are also instances that I've seen that he hasn't won consecutively, and he's never won as far as like in
Yeah.
multiple decades or whatever. And I see that as like, you see Jay Wright, um, you see what's Tom Izzo. these guys have won in multiple,
Yeah.
multiple decades and playing different styles of basketball. And I just feel like Coach K
Hmm.
never was able to be, multiple decades, but that doesn't take away from his greatness. I
Yeah.
believe that
Okay.
he's a good recruiter. He gets the elite guys in there. He's very, very similar to Jay Wright. I think Jay Wright's is a little different in his approach,
Hmm.
but he gets good culture kids that
Yeah.
come in
Yeah.
there and they're willing to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Willing
Yeah.
to play
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and you definitely need that at a team. The most successful teams, that culture in that locker room. I always try to tell people, if that environment is not right in that locker room, you're not going to be successful at all.
A
You know
hundred
what I'm saying?
percent. 100%. I agree.
Uh, yeah. So before we get off the college basketball, what you think about the March Madness, the tournament, how it turned out? Kansas won the championship. I was going for
Yeah.
Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky fan. I was going for them to win, but they got out pretty early.
Uh, no, not Kentucky. There's
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
Kansas
no, no,
and
no. I can't. No, no, I was saying I was going. I
oh,
don't know
you
if it's
wanted
okay.
Kentucky
Yeah, I wanted
to get
Kentucky.
there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
all
yeah. I
right.
wanted Kentucky. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Kansas won.
yeah,
Kansas and
yeah,
North
yeah.
Carolina
Right,
was
right,
at the
right, right.
championship. Yeah, yeah. I was going for
Um,
Kentucky.
okay.
You had the dog in the fight, or you were just watching?
I mean, I wanted Villanova to go. I have a few guys that play on
Oh, yeah.
Villanova.
Mhm.
Colin Gillespie, good
Okay.
friend of mine's. Eric Dixon, these are good, good
Yeah.
guys. Justin Slater as well.
Okay.
So these are good guys and good, guys that know what they're doing. And I just wanted anything. I want anything
Hmm.
Philly. Like I'm big on anything Philly. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. So yeah. So you represent
yeah,
Philly to the fullest
yeah,
of anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
also
definitely
wanted
respect.
Villanova to get it just because I like Colin is like he's unique. Like I've watched him from 2014, 2013 just grow every year and just get better. And not a lot of
Yeah.
hoopla about him. Not a lot of things being talked about him other than locally in our area. And now he's preparing for the NBA draft, and I do think
Yeah.
he's going to be drafted. So I wanted him to win. Eric Dixon, another good kid, big kid
Hmm.
that went to Abington out here, and he's I think he's the all-time leading scorer in Abington. I know he's the
Oh.
all-time leading scorer in Abington history. I think he's one of the top leading scorers in the Suburban One as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I wanted Villanova, but North Carolina. Like I mean, Mike went to
Hmm.
North Carolina, Rashid went to North Carolina. Vince went to North
Yeah.
Carolina, so Stackhouse went to North Carolina. I could
Exactly.
keep reeling them down, but
Hmm.
these are
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guys that
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
like North Carolina. But it was a good game.
Okay.
It was a good game on both,
Yeah. Hmm.
on both ends of it.
Yeah. Surprised that that Kansas was able to come back. Like, people fell asleep.
Yeah,
I was one of the guys
yeah.
that fell asleep. And I think North Carolina had it wrapped. And we woke up and you saw that they lost. So yeah,
Basketball's about a game of
that was
runs,
wild.
man. Basketball's about a game of runs,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
exactly. You got to sustain them.
and within that, especially at the college level, um, if you have kids that are willing to fight on every possession, sooner or later the tide is going to turn. You're
Yeah.
going to hit a shot. You're going to get a big dunk. You're going to get
Hmm.
a good defensive
Yeah.
rotation and stop. And now it unites everybody to work even harder.
Yeah.
So I love
And the
that part
momentum
about
just swings.
right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right.
Yeah. Okay. Before we dive into the NBA playoffs, I just want to get your thoughts on it. 'Cause I ain't get to talk to you about the NBA All Star Weekend. What's your thoughts about that? And you big fan of NBA All Star Weekend or things of that nature, or how you look at that?
It's good for the show. It's good for the show. Like the NBA
Yeah, I think
is
it's the fans. Yeah,
yeah, it's good for like fans that are casual fans that don't like
yeah,
really
I think it's
understand
about for the fans.
basketball,
Yeah.
and so it's a good
Hmm.
highlight type of thing. So now people that watch basketball via Instagram, they get to kind of see all of these highlights after
Yeah.
highlight after highlights. But for purists like basketball purists and
Hmm.
savants and
And
things like that,
start.
it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to be able to watch it. So I like the
Yeah.
camaraderie that comes from it.
Yeah. As far as that basketball quality, yeah.
I
But
like the
like I
camaraderie.
said, like the stars, yeah, yeah, the stars coming together and stuff like that,
Yeah, the
and the
camaraderie from
karate.
it. Yeah, and then the coaches and things like that. The coaches get to
Yeah,
interact with rivals and things like that. And you get to kind of get talking points from that as well.
yeah.
So I like that as well.
Mhm. Networking and obviously
Right.
doing things of that nature. What guys do when they get together like that.
Right.
But like I said, I think it's great for the fans and especially casual fans and stuff like that. Like it's kind of like I look at it as at the NBA, kind of like Super Bowl weekend. You know how it's a big thing for the Super
Very
Bowl
similar.
week. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like a big thing for NBA All Star weekend. So
Yeah.
that's like that's how I look at it.
Yeah. No,
All right, let's
I
get
agree
into these
100%.
playoffs though. Like we're gonna start. We're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna start with the 76ers in the Heat. I was played to be a fool. I had the Sixers pulling it out once they turned around 2-2. Joel came back and everything was looking good. Honestly, from my notes, I think Joel Embiid, he obviously because of the fact that he was playing hurt, he was being like he was the first two games he was being aggressive, but after that, like it's like he was just playing like he didn't really want to get the contact or get hurt, things of that nature. A little too many jumpers for my liking, and it just wasn't like he wasn't being that dog in him. And then James Harden, he wasn't stepping up consistently for my likings. We all know, and even Joel even said it. He's not the James Harden of Houston. No, we're not asking for that, but we just need some type of consistency of attacking. You don't put up no points in the second half. And it's not foreign to him. He's known not to be showing up in big games in the playoffs, but we needed more from him consistently. That's how I look at it. But what's your thoughts on this series?
Uh, well, first, I mean, we don't. I always like to give the benefit of the doubt with guys that are going through like injury and things like that. Joel is going through that's I've had a concussion before,
Mm-hmm.
and to rush yourself back off of a concussion is really really tough. I remember a few days before him even playing, them saying that he responded to a reporter in some ways that he hasn't even been able to open up the door, turn on lights or whatever. And then 2 or 3 days later,
Oh,
you're
okay.
able to
Yeah,
play.
yeah, it was.
So those symptoms, I don't think that they went anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And just judging by his lethargic and moving the way he was moving and things like that, aggressive and things like that, like concussions come and go. Concussions come and go. So like one day you might be feeling really,
Yeah.
really, really good. And then 2 days later, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell is happening? Like, I feel like shit. You
And
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I
the same.
I
Yeah.
I, I watched that about him. Also, let's not take the credit away from Miami. Miami's an unbelievable squad.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
way
Jimmy
that they
Butler's a dog.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
the way that they rotated, double teamed him, made the ball
Exactly.
go out to the other people to make them other weak side players to make them shoot the ball or whatever. Like that in itself
Mm-hmm.
is better than anything. Eric Spoelstra
Yeah.
is I think he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach. I think when it's all said and done, and he's still young. I think
Mm.
Eric Spoelstra is not even 50 yet. So I think he's going to be a Hall of Fame
Yeah.
coach. He already has 2 championships on his resume.
Yeah.
And been
The
to
ring. The rings help.
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
the rings help with anybody, right?
Yeah. 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 The rings
And
help.
then
Yeah.
James Harden,
Yeah, man. That's it.
it's hard to say because I
Yeah.
don't like to assume another man's mentality is or anything like that. I only
But
thing
we
that I
know what
like
it
to
looks
do is
like.
watch. I'm
Yeah.
based off of my eye test.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. We know
doesn't
what it
look
looks
like
like.
it just
Yeah.
looks like he just I don't want to say gave up, but he just didn't
Exactly.
try his
Yeah.
hardest or whatever.
Yeah. It's like we don't know what's going on. We don't know the exact reasons, but he's letting his foot off the gas for whatever the
Right,
reason is.
and then every year is always something else. Like I'm baffled by
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
man.
was the Dwight Howard at one time.
Yeah,
Then it was the
yeah, Chris
coaching.
Paul.
Yeah, then it was the coaching
Yeah,
and then he wanted Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni comes in. They go smaller. Bring in Chris Paul. That doesn't work.
yeah,
They bring in Russell
Russell.
Westbrook. That doesn't
Yeah,
work. They bring in DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall.
Raw.
He doesn't
He,
want to do that.
yeah,
Goes to Brooklyn. That doesn't work. It's like
yeah.
when does it become a time that you look in the mirror as a
He's
man and
like,
say,
yo, it's you,
bro, like,
dog.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, he might just be one of those guys that just is okay with getting his money,
Mm-hmm. Getting them
playing
stats.
basketball, getting his
Getting
stats,
enough.
and
Yeah,
he's going to be a Hall of Famer. His
he's
numbers
not.
are 100%. his numbers 100% are going to get him into the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
because I've seen guys with less get in.
yeah,
But
exactly.
as like all-time greats and things like that,
Yeah, he can't be
it's hard
considered
to
in none of those because he don't play for the right reasons. You could,
it's hard. Well, I don't know if it's not for the right reason, you know. Um,
yeah,
is
I mean, as
the
far as
right
winning the
reason.
championship, like, yeah, I mean, get your money, take care of the family, and things of that nature. I understand those are the right reasons, but like, with us purists loves, we love you to not want to play just for the money. We want you to play for the actual winning the championship. You know that, and that's what I'm talking about.
But the crazy thing is, most players in the NBA play for the
Got
money.
that? Yeah, I
You know
know.
what I
Got
mean?
that myself. That's why it's so rare. That's why it's so rare. And we gotta appreciate the ones that do. Got that mindset. And
That's
so
why I
those are
love
my guys I cling on to.
that's why I love the Chris Pauls and guys like that because they actually play for the love of the game. Like,
Yeah.
and then the money is a byproduct of playing for the love of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. You're right about that. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the Celtics and these Bucks series, man, because this is getting real interesting. I'm being
Mm-hmm.
made to look like a fool on these guys. I got real bold and called Bucks and five just because of simple fact. I understand no Middleton, but I looked at it the point as in Giannis got the ball in his hands like how he's accustomed to without the surges of Middleton at the point. Middleton was still being a typical role player, and it was just all Giannis and Giannis kick it out to the shores when they want to break. And I see that work, and I believe that to be that can work regardless of how dominating the defense Boston is. I believe all these guys is too light in the back pockets to deal with Giannis, and it show because he's getting
Mm-hmm.
whatever he wants down there. Now, let's put the wear and tear on his body. We see him getting tired of things of that nature, but I feel like he can get the job done. I understand it's asking for too much, but y'all put yourself in a situation for him to win it. He's the only person on that team tall enough, athletic enough to keep Jason Tatum. He's going to have to get on him a lot more early and longer stints in the game because if he's not keeping Jason Tatum is the reason why Boston it got the series tied up 3-3. If we're going to be frank, because he's there. Bucks is doing what they got to do, but they cannot do nothing with Jason Tatum. The guys that they're throwing out there, and a couple of times that I see Giannis guarding him, I believe Giannis is the only answer that's going to slow up Jason Tatum. But what you think?
Um. So I've never thought that it was going to be no 4-1 or 5. I never thought that it was going to be that
Yeah.
5 or never. I knew that this was going to go
I
to 7.
but yeah,
Um,
okay,
and the reason why is because
okay,
teams are coached great. Both teams are coached from the same
yes,
coaching tree, which is Pop. So
yep,
they
yep,
know how to counter. They're good with countering and
mm.
countering and countering. So glad that Ime Udoka has his first coaching opportunity, and then also not getting it with like a crappy team like
Yeah,
the
he's getting it
Sacramento
with
Kings or something like that.
yeah,
Like
he's getting it with a
no,
unit. He got a
right.
squad on his hands. Yeah,
He has a young nucleus that he's building. He has a great organization as far as like making sure that they're making the right trades, making sure that they're surrounding their stars around role players. So I'm so happy for that. I
hmm
just wanted to put that out there because I'm a coach, obviously. But
yeah,
I
exactly.
never thought. I always thought this was going to 7. I think personally, I think that Boston will
Okay,
win this. Problem is when
okay,
you have basketball and you can ask any coach, we always want decision makers and defenders on the court at all times. So decision
hmm
makers and defenders. The Bucks have
exactly.
obviously Giannis,
hmm
obviously
Yeah, yeah,
Drew Holiday, but then you look at the Celtics with
yeah,
as
exactly.
far as decision makers, you have Jason Tatum, you have Smart,
hmm
you have Brown, and then
Exactly.
you're
Wow.
rotating 2 other guards
Yeah,
that know how to make decisions, and then their bigs are veteran
yeah.
savvy. It's like it's
Al
a
Horford.
perfect
Yeah,
mix. It's a perfect mixture. So it's not as easy as people thought it would be. Now I think that
yeah,
the Celtics are going to win, but I would not be
yeah,
surprised if by Giannis's greatness, if he
yeah, exactly.
doesn't take over and just
hmm
kill because he's that dominant.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do
I'm
believe
going with
he's
the
that
greater player
dominant.
in this series. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
hmm
it's tough because you have skill versus force, skill versus power, and so I've
Yeah,
seen most of the
yeah.
time in NBA history, power always wins. But we're in an age where
Mm,
skill is like a thing now. Like the more
yeah,
skilled you are, the better you'll be. And so you're having those two type of contradictory styles go against each other. And who wins out of this? I honestly think who wins out of this series right here is going to set the tone of what the NBA is going to look like for the next 5 to 7 years. The same way when
yeah.
the Warriors
Is that?
when the Warriors beat the Cavaliers, it was a physical team versus a finesse and skill team. And as soon as
Mm-hmm.
the Warriors beat them, you see all of these skilled teams just come out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
out of nowhere, starting to merge.
With the exception of Phoenix and the 76ers because they have an
Yeah,
actual post presence.
exactly. Yeah,
But yeah, I think that the Celtics are going to pull it out. But I would not be surprised. And I'm foaming at the mouth to see it tomorrow. Like it's going to be
yeah.
exciting. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, exactly. Because my whole mindset, I'm a big Kobe fan. That it's two great athletes with the Mamba mentality going after each other. Who's going to have the greater Mamba mentality? Because I see it, and like you say, the skill, all of the skill with Jason Tatum, Mamba mentality, all the Kobe skill, and I see the dog, and I want it more in Giannis like Kobe. Just everything about what he's bringing to the game is like a Kobe type of effort that it just lets me know that yeah, Giannis ain't letting this go. It just gives me that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, I can't wait for this game tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to the Grizzlies and the Warriors. The Warriors took care of business. I thought I picked the Grizzlies to win this in 7. Now I picked it with a healthy Ja Morant. I picked it with Dylan Brooks not being suspended essentially for 2 games because he got going early in the game. And I believe I believe Blaine was going to be healthy. I didn't know he was going to be dealing with a back injury. So a lot of injuries and suspensions came into play. But after the fact that I made my prediction of Grizzlies at 7. So who
Mm-hmm.
you had winning this?
I had the Warriors hands down.
Okay.
I always try to tell people like, and it shows more in college basketball than any other level of basketball. The most experienced team is going to
Mm-hmm.
always win. And so you have a team the Grizzlies who are, don't get me wrong, they're if they can keep that unit
Yeah.
together and Taylor Jenkins can command and get
Yeah.
demand and respect from them guys, I believe that they'll
Mm-hmm.
be they'll be good as the years come along. But I trust experience over youth anytime, and you could tell the experience versus the youth when they have certain shots, and this is the same thing for when we watch the Wolves,
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think I actually think that series could have went either way, and so
Mm-hmm.
the experience from certain guys to being able to keep
Expense.
everything calm, understand what shots need to be going,
Mm-hmm.
understand when to push it, understand when to
Exactly.
get your stars the ball, understand all of these small things. Like that's from the coaching staff all the way down to the last player on the bench is buying
Mm-hmm.
into something. And so you have so many young guys that don't understand that they're done playing with college. We're done playing in March. Most teams are done playing in March.
Yeah.
To be playing in May, June, in May and
That's
June,
that's
it's
a whole
like
nother
really,
season.
it's
Yeah.
so tough. It's a whole nother season. You go April,
Yeah.
May, June, and it's like, yo, I'm ready to just get because my body is wearing down. I'm tired. I want to be around my kids, or if I
Yeah.
don't have kids,
Exactly. Yeah.
I just
Exactly.
want to be around my family
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's the mental aspect of it, and that's
Yeah.
why
Unwind.
I knew that the Golden State Warriors was gonna pour it out, and that's why I think that uh, 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 the Bucks can do the same thing because of that championship pedigree. That experience gives you everything.
Yeah.
Same
Exactly.
thing with
Yeah.
Miami versus the Sixers. Like I don't care what James Harden and
Mm-hmm.
what McCollum did. The experience from making it to the championship 2 years
Exactly.
ago is everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
everything for
and they
them.
building
So
off of that. Yep.
100%. I'll tell you this: the team that they're glad that they dodged. I mean, that they won. I swear, I thought that
Yeah.
the Wolves were going to beat Memphis, and that's just from the eye test. I'm looking
Okay.
at it
Okay.
like
Yeah.
they had the emotional backing from
Yeah.
their city. they had Pat Bev,
Yeah,
who's one of the best leaders that you can find in the NBA, which is not talked about
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Their defense was
But
going.
those two teams was like mirrored each other.
They
Those
mirrored
two teams mirrored
100%.
each other.
Right. And
Yeah.
I
Mm.
think this is going to give Cat Anthony Towns another level of confidence because
Because he
I
got the
think
yep.
he's too inconsistent,
Yeah,
and
exactly. He got to get to another level. He got to get to
right
another level.
right, and to
You know?
understand that you have another young guy within
Mm.
Anthony Edwards that is
Yeah.
willing to go and he's going to go. You
You got a
have the
dog
right
on your hands.
recipe.
Yeah.
You have the right recipe for what you need. I think they got the right coach. I think that they got the right pieces around them. I just think that they need more experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get that confidence up, and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the to the Warriors and to the not the Suns and the Mavericks. This going 7. CP3, they locking him up. Man, they locking him up. They making it tougher. They doing what great coaches like you want. Making a point guard work. Full full court, making it work. Nothing easy, but constantly putting pressure on, and even on the defensive side, they making it work. They making him constantly guard people. They attacking CP3 because, like they say, we'll rather let Devin Booker go off. CP3, that veteran, he's the one that controls the pace of the game, dictate everything with the decision making, and the person that really dictates the winning or losing. So we're gonna cut the snake off at the head, so to say. That's what they're doing to keep this to be a series because going to Game 7.
I think that's a part of it. I think the bigger part of it is we forget that he's 37 years old, bro.
Yeah.
To ask for 20 points every night from a 37-year-old. Like LeBron has made this so it's not even fair that we still think the 37-year-old can average 30 points in the NBA. Like these guys
like we
are
expect
supposed
this.
to be averaging 10 points maybe 15.
Yeah.
And so for LeBron to average 30 and then Chris Paul to lead a team to the finals is like, hold on, wait the hell a minute.
What's going on in the water?
What is going on? Like Tom Brady still being at his height, leading the NFL in passing yards, which is a part of what the new NFL looks like. But it's unbelievable.
44 years old.
At 44 years old, and now we're talking about 37-year-old. Tired. Yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do. But when it comes down to it, I want to see if Chris Paul pulls this out, it gives him another notch on his belt. Like he's already a Hall of Famer, and I think he's top 5 point guards of all time. Even though he's not won a championship, he still is up there. But what come up short in a lot of games and a lot of game 7s, and so I want to see.
Yes, he does.
Shut the naysayers up, get to the Western Conference Finals, and this is going to be an unbelievable. But I would not be surprised how great Luka is. The same way I look at Giannis, not in the same dominance, but how great Luka is. I think that he can affect so much on the defense. That gets them into foul trouble. Playing that pick and roll, getting everybody involved, having the ball hopping around, getting paint touches. That one, he's gotten this thing that typically happens when you get a little older, where you can put a player on a defender on your hip, and you know that the shot clock is that he has a feel for that turnaround.
Yeah, he got the
defender. That's a tough thing to do at 20. I think Luka's 24 years old. To turn around and shoot that shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I think that I honestly would not be surprised if they won. At the same time, I'm gonna go with the more experienced team. I'm gonna go with the more experienced.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go because you got Devin Booker and CP3, and you got Bridges over there, and like I said, you got Ayton. And you got Crowder. Like I can't pass up that unit, man. They got the better team. And Luka, you say he's not that dominant like a Giannis. So.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think that he affects way more on the offensive end than Giannis can because Giannis is a okay passer. Luka's an elite passer.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about when you come off when Luka comes off of screens. The game is just like is in micro bits. Like I
because they've been playing He been playing in
He's a kid. I, I
exactly.
I'll explain it the best way that I know how. So basketball became easier for me as I grew into coaching because the game started to slow down in microseconds. So when I was younger, the game was just like this. Then
Yeah,
I
back and forth so
then,
fast. Yeah.
then I got a little older and I started to see, all right, spots. Then I got older and I was a coach and it was like, all right,
Mm.
spots, but
Play, yeah.
also I control tempo if I have the ball. Defense, I can speed up tempo or I can slow
Mm-hmm.
down tempo. Picking up a guy full court, turning them a few
Yeah.
times, tiring them out, making them get off the ball,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have a dominant
Yeah.
ball
Yeah,
handler around.
exactly.
So Luka is he's unbelievable, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like
You
a
want him off the ball.
mixture. He's like a mixture of LeBron, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and the charismatic and the feel like Magic as well. Like he just gravitates to it. I like him a lot.
Mm.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Luca, but I know he definitely
Why's
do his
that?
thing on offense. I'm a Trey Young fan. Not just he just I feel like his game is not by itself is going to win a championship because he, like you say, he's not. It's not LeBron. It's a knockoff version of LeBron. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And the fact that I understand he don't play defense. I'm not even going to talk about the defense. There's a lot of stars that don't play defense. I'm not even worried about that. But I just don't think his offensive game. He's going to be the sole reason why you win a championship, a la LeBron with that type of game that he has.
I will push back on that a
That's
little
just,
bit.
that's just my
And
opinion.
I
Yeah,
hear what you're saying.
yeah,
The only reason why I'm gonna push back on that is
yeah,
because I've seen Trey Young not fold. Let me take that back. Not fold. I've seen teams strategize and wear his ass out. I've
yeah.
never seen a team wear
But that's only because of the size. That's only because of the size thing. Yeah. That's the only difference. That's and I'm not saying that's Luka's advantage and he's making it work. And he's definitely doing that.
So the thing with that is, right, Ja Morant and Trey Young are pretty much imaging as far as like side by side, they're the same height,
Yeah,
same size, and everything like that.
yeah,
And no
exactly.
team has
Hmm.
really slowed Ja down. Ja slows himself down by taking bad shots at times. But Trey, I've seen
Hmm.
Miami literally put on a clinic on how to slow Trey
Yeah,
Young down.
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
did
yeah, they
that
definitely.
every pick and roll he was trapped.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
picked
Yeah,
up
definitely.
full court. They made him turn. You can't do that with Luka.
Hmm.
Like you can't do that with Luka. And then plus Luka has
Yeah,
two other another decision maker on the floor almost every time. So if it's Dinwiddie or if it's Jalen
yeah,
Brunson,
yeah.
who I love
Hmm.
Jalen Brunson, I wish that we can get him here in Philadelphia. Get rid of this left-handed guy. Bring in Jalen
Okay.
Brunson. Bring in
Yeah,
Jay
yeah,
Wright.
yeah. Okay, okay.
Bring in
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Wright, and
Things
we're
of that
going
nature.
somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Like I believe the Lakers need to get Mark Jackson so we could do something. That's what I believe. But like I said, like Luka, I just believe a superstar team up with him to get the job done. I don't think he's gonna be the MVP of the finals though. I think that superstar he team up with. I think they're gonna be the MVP of the finals if that would be the case. And Trey Young, he might not be the MVP of the finals just because you say like because of all the trapping and the other. He needs another a running partner with him though. He needs somebody that can get buckets because ain't no true person that can get buckets like him. He missing a score. He needs a Bradley Bill to help him out. He needs a DeMar DeRozan. He needs a CJ McCollum. He needs a Karis LeVert. He needs a true bucket getter alongside him.
So the tough thing with that and with Trey is I do think he needs another co-star, but I think he needs
Hmm.
another co-star that doesn't require volume shots. And all of the guys that you just named, except
Yeah,
for no, all of them
yeah,
essentially
all of them together.
are high volume shooters. And
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah,
when you take the ball out of his hand, because his number one asset is they think it's
hmm,
just shooting. He could pass the
yeah.
ball. He was in top
Yeah, he
five
definitely get
in
those 10,
assists. Yeah,
10 assists like it's nothing.
he's been in top
Yeah,
five in
yeah,
assists for the
every
last
year.
few years. And so it's the getting someone like
Hmm.
a Drew Holiday, getting someone that can defend like Markel
Yeah.
Bridges, that can
Oh,
defend,
yeah,
that
exactly.
doesn't need a ton
Yeah,
of shots, but that knows how to just play. Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday,
Yeah,
like not
yeah,
guys that are only offensive minded. You need a guy that can do
yeah.
multiple things that can take the
To help
pressure
him
off
out
of
on the
him
defensive side. Yeah,
on
yeah,
both
yeah.
on
You're
both
right.
sides. On both
Yeah,
sides, yeah.
exactly. Both sides. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree with you with that. Okay, but I got a little moment before we dive into some other stuff. I got to do my little sponsor. Anybody want any fresh clothing? Go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. You need any gear? Go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. And any event planning? Go to Wild Production and Events. Need event planning? Go to Wild Production and Events. All right, let's talk about what you do. Can you explain a little bit what you do with your basketball program, the IQ Sports Performance and Training LLC?
Skill development.
Mm-hmm.
I have a three-pronged attack to developing youth players, and once you get to high school, and even my college guys, I have a three-pronged attack on how I do this. First, I want to attack your mind and figure out, what gets you
Yeah.
going. What
Mm-hmm.
is the blockage that can be able to turn what we're working on into the game. Um, you know, every day we're doing the same footwork drills, same shooting drills, same pivoting and all of that type of stuff. And we're doing the same
Yeah.
thing over and over and over again. And then
Okay.
the third prong attack to it is making sure that I'm giving them game like scenarios. So like if we're working out of the slot, I want to, and that's part of the wing. But if we're working out of the slot, I want to be able to make sure that I'm attacking exactly what you're going to see to your
Yeah.
skill set in the game. So if you're a shooter and a pick and roll is coming off of the slot, I want to make sure that I'm preparing you to being able to how do you see the floor when that happens, when this situation happens, and it's like that on all parts of the floor, full court, half court, and so that's what I do with IQ Sports Performance and Training. I've been doing it since 2011 and 2011
Okay.
2012. I started IQ, and so I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and I love it. Almost 11 years actually. I love it, and this is what I was, this is my purpose in life,
Okay.
basketball and helping the next generation get to, wherever they need to get to. And it's not just basketball. I use basketball to being able to explain how life goes because sports is a microcosm of what life is. You want to work. I mean, you want to get something
Mm-hmm.
done. You want to be successful at something. You have to work your ass off no matter what, and that's on and off the court. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I'm glad that you was able to explain that and get that out there even more. But that's a good thing that you're doing for giving back. That's your way to give it back. And you know what I'm saying. That's real big of you. As well,
thank you.
you a basketball coach for yeah, for new
New
Foundation
foundation,
Charter High
yeah.
School.
hmm So I've been
Yeah.
there. This is my second year there. First year obviously was COVID, so we didn't play any games or anything like that. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
Zoom meetings, seeing my guys, and then we got access into the gym last May when the city started to lift gym access,
Hmm.
and so I love coaching at the high school level. It could be frustrating at times just because my level of experience of coaching at the Division 2 level, coaching at the Division 3 level, and then
Hmm.
coaching at high level AAU with Kalo. Um, it can be frustrating at times because it's not the same skill sets. It's not the same thing. But I wouldn't trade my team
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
any other team. I love my kids. I love my guys. We joke around a lot, but they also learn things from me, and I learn things from them. It's a I'm a
Hmm.
player's coach, so I'm always hearing them out and things like that. But at the same time, I'm like a hybrid because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
old school. I'm old school when it comes to things that we need to get done. Like there's no reason
Hmm.
why you shouldn't be, doing good in classes. There's no
Yeah.
reason why by your 10th grade year we shouldn't be planning for what is your next thing in life. Like if it's going to be college, if it's going to be trade school, if it's going to be the military, every week I'm always on my seniors about that and my juniors every few weeks, you know, pushing them along and making sure that, we have a plan once you leave. I've never graduated a class when I was at Tacony as well as a high school right around the corner from New
Mhm.
Foundation, I never graduated a class that any of my players didn't have a plan after they graduated, and that's a testament to not just myself but also our administration at any school that I've ever worked at.
Mhm.
Basketball is a short period of life. What you do after basketball lasts a lot longer. So making sure that foundation and making sure that we prepare these young men for the right things in life, and always being a supporter of them no matter what happens. Like I talk to my former players a few times
Mhm.
throughout the year all the time. Kids, some of my former players might have a kid or might be getting married or something like that, and I'll be at their wedding or I meet their first
Yeah,
kid or
yeah,
something like that. And I'm just,
yeah. They journey to.
I
Mhm.
love that I have that effect on people, and they all are like brothers. So for the rest of their lives,
Yeah.
we could come back into the gym and it's all remembering when we did this, and remember when Coach Sean, Coach Riley made us run all of these joints, and remember when he had on all black and he blacked
Yeah,
out
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. So it's blessing to have
No,
a
no.
purpose and being able to follow it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's real good, man. Like you say, you're doing that thing. I'm trying to do my little sports media thing and find my niche and do take over this lane in this area. Especially somebody like me. Nobody's doing this in this area. I'm trying to take this over. And give back in my way like this and use my platform for the uplift sports and get anybody on here to talk about anything around about sports.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
Whatever you
but
do, just keep going, bro.
yeah. Well, did you like this? What you think about the show?
Today, it's good interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that you could tell that you pay attention and you watch. You watch the game, and being a former player kind of helps you out with certain things.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I like how
Hmm.
allowed me to explain what I was trying to what I might be trying to say or something like that. So I like that as well. Um,
Yeah.
this is good though. This is good. I don't typically.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't been doing too much things on social networks within the last
Hmm.
few months just because I have plans on other things that I have coming up. So I've been staying away from going live and
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
But no. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I'm thankful for you doing this. Coming out. Stepping out your lane and doing this for me. Can't thank you enough. I appreciate it. Hope to get you on. Down the line. Some other time in the future. And like I said, I appreciate it so much. I know you got a lot going on. Continue doing what you're doing. Um, But before I get you out of here, I definitely would like to get your Mount Rushmore of NBA players. If you got a top four of greatest players of all time, if you got a Mount Rushmore of NBA players.
That's
I mean,
tough,
why you
man.
think I got my list?
Go ahead. Let me hear your
I got
list.
my list. I got Kobe, MJ, my namesake Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I'm going with LeBron.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with influential and productivity. So
Hmm.
I'm going to go with LeBron. Not
Okay.
in no particular order. LeBron,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Jordan, Magic, and Bird kind of represent each other. So I'm going to go with Magic.
Hmm.
And that fourth one is tough because I can easily say Shaq because he was dominant. But then
Yeah.
I can also say Wilt because Wilt was like one of the first, and he's from our area. But you got to give it to Kareem. Like
Yeah,
man won
yeah, yeah.
six titles.
Kareem
He has like four. I think
from
it's four
six
MVPs.
MVPs.
Yeah, he has a national
Yeah.
championship, NBA championship. He never
Hmm.
lost in
High
high
school
school or something like
championships.
that. Like it's
Yeah,
unbelievable of his resume. I
man.
don't think anybody has a better complete resume. And then he's an
Yeah,
all-time leading scorer
they
in
scored. Yeah,
the
exactly.
NBA history. So those
With
would be
the
my four. So
unstoppable move,
right. So
So
Mike, LeBron, Mike, Magic,
man,
and Kareem, Lou
Kareem.
Alcindor. And honestly,
Yeah.
I can easily put Tim Duncan in there over Magic, but Magic accomplished a little
Mm.
bit more as far as, and also
Yeah, 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 exactly.
they took what him and Bird did, that rivalry between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and the Celtics and the Lakers was it laid the groundwork for what we have today and what
In the league.
me and you have in our
Is that what we're
our
doing right
success
now?
and what we're
Exactly.
doing. They brought excitement to the league.
Yeah.
The moment that they stepped foot in the NBA, and then Michael Jordan just took it to another level. LeBron took it to a completely other level, and I think that these young kids, such as Luka, the Joker, Joel, Edwards, Anthony Edwards, I think that these guys are going to take it to
we could keep
whole
going on.
level. Yeah, a whole nother
Yeah,
level.
because
So
the league is in great hands. We would definitely, exactly.
100% is in great hands.
So that's awesome, man. Like I said, we're about to close to get out of here. Did you got any closing remarks? Give out your information if you want to. If not, it's all good.
At Coach Riley on Instagram. At Coach Riley 25 on Instagram. I already see I have a lot of people checking in on my stuff or whatever. But yeah, I just want to tell you, man, whenever you go, keep supporting, your dream and keep going after whatever you want to do. Honestly, there's no such thing as it can't be done or anything like that. I've seen so many closed doors in my career that have opened up as I've gotten older and more experience and networked the right way and had conversations with the right people. So whatever you do, keep studying your craft, become a savant of your craft, and love it for the purity of what it is, and everything else is going to come with it, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. All right, appreciate that, man. Much love. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right, talk to you later.
All right.